basically I had said you that the geometrical meaning of differentiation is slope. The geometrical meaning of differentiation is slope, and the geometrical meaning of integration is area,
Area.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
The geometrical meaning of differentiation is slope, and the geometrical meaning of integration is area. So, so whatever formulas you have of differentiation, so how do it's like, we have got basically three formulas. We have basically got three formulas. V equal to dx by dt. I hope you are able to see me. See my laser light.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, why I am not able to see my laser light? Okay. So the first formula you have is v equal to dx by dt. So it is dx by dt. That means slope of xt graph. That means slope of xt graph. Similarly, you have a equal to dv by dt. So a equal to dv by dt. That means acceleration is slope of vt graph. Similarly, you have a equal to v dv by dx. So v dv by dx. dv by dx means so slope. So it will be acceleration is velocity into slope of velocity position graph, right? Like that. Similarly, I had said that the meaning of integration is area. So wherever you see, integrators formulas related to integration, like we have v equal to dx by dt. So delta x can be written as integration by dt. That means delta x is here. Delta x can be written as integration v dt. So delta x is area under vt graph. Delta v can be written as integration a dt. So change in velocity is area under at graph. Integration v dv u to v can be written as integration a dx. That means area under ax graph is v square minus u square by 2. I hope all of you have understood up to this much, isn't it? Now, from here, let's continue. So this is not only about this chapter. Actually, in every chapter, you will find some formulas related to integration and differentiation. So now let's not only think about this chapter. Let's think about all the chapters. So now I will write some formulas, and using the meaning of integration differentiation, you will tell me what it is. है ना? You will tell me what it is. Let's say I write, f equal to dp by dt. F equal to dp by dt. अच्छा, tell me its geometrical meaning. Force is, क्या लिख सकते हैं इसको?
Momentum and time gap. The slope of vt graph.
Yes, so force is slope of momentum time graph. Here p means momentum, not pressure. Similarly, here delta p can be written as integration f dt. सेम फॉर्मूला कैसे लिख सकते हैं ना, अगर इंटीग्रेशन फॉर्म में लिखे तो, है ना, dp इक्वल एफ dt, तो डेल्टा p इक्वल इंटीग्रेशन एफ dt. तो इसको क्या लिख सकते हैं? चेंज इन मोमेंटम इज
Area under f.
Area under F.
yes, change in momentum is area under ft graph. area under ft graph. अच्छा, सिमिलरली वर्क डन का फॉर्मूला आपको पता होगा, वर्क डन इक्वल टू इंटीग्रेशन एफ डी एक्स, राइट. अब इसको क्या लिख सकते हैं? वर्क इज
Area under force.
Area under
क्या लिखें?
force.
एरिया अंडर एफ एक्स ग्राफ. अच्छा, डेल्टा यू इक्वल टू माइनस इंटीग्रेशन एफ डी एक्स. अब इसको क्या लिख सकते हैं? चेंज इन पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इक्वल टू change in potential energy is negative of area under fx graph. Negative of area under fx graph, है ना? Like that. Wherever you find, formulas related to integration differentiation, you can do it like this, right? For example, आपको थर्मोडायनेमिक्स में पता होगा dq इक्वल टू एम एस डी थीटा, पता है ना? q इक्वल टू एम एस डेल्टा थीटा, या फिर dq इक्वल टू एम एस डेल्टा थीटा. तो इसको लिख सकते हैं q इक्वल टू इंटीग्रेशन एम एस डेल्टा थीटा. तो मान लो m बाहर चला गया, तो ये क्या रहा, इंटीग्रेशन एस डी थीटा। तो इसको क्या लिख सकते हैं, हीट सप्लाइड इक्वल टू क्या लिख सकते हैं, बोलो, मास इंटू एरिया अंडर, बोलो स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी एंड टेम्परेचर ग्राफ, है ना। और क्या पता है फॉर्मूला आपको, dq इक्वल टू L इंटू डी एम, पता है ना, ये लैटेंट हीट के लिए, dq इक्वल एल डी एम, ये स्पेसिफिक हीट के लिए। अरे डू यू रिमेम्बर ऑल दिस फॉर्मूलाज। तो L को क्या लिख सकते हैं, L को लिख सकते हैं dq बाई डी एम। अच्छा, तो इसको बोलो, इसका मीनिंग क्या होगा, लैटेंट हीट इक्वल टू
slope of
Slope of QM graph.
या latent heat equal to slope of QM graph. Q is heat supplied, M is how much mass has melted. समझ में आ रहा है हम फिजिक्स में क्या कर रहे हैं, हाँ? In every
Yes, sir.
chapter you will find formulas like this. Anyway, for this chapter let's focus on these three things. For this chapter means kinematics, we have got 6 formulas. तो ये अगर याद रहेगा तो फटाफट सब याद हो जाएगा। फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला v इक्वल टू dx बाई dt, तो इसको क्या बोलेंगे, वेलोसिटी इज
Slope of x
slope
a इक्वल टू dv बाई dt, तो इसको क्या बोलेंगे, एक्सेलरेशन इज
Slope of VT graph.
या a इक्वल टू v dv बाई dx, तो इसको क्या बोलेंगे, एक्सेलरेशन इज
slope of v into
Velocity
vx graph.
into slope of Vx graph.
सेम फॉर्मूला को रिटन एज डेल्टा x इक्वल इंटीग्रेशन v dt, तो फिर इसको क्या बोलेंगे, चेंज इन पोजीशन और डिस्प्लेसमेंट। सी रिमेंबर केयरफुली, दिस इज नॉट पोजीशन, दिस इज चेंज इन पोजीशन, है ना। जनरली स्टूडेंट्स मेक मिस्टेक देयर, दे थिंक x इज एरिया अंडर vt ग्राफ। अरे x इज नॉट एरिया अंडर vt ग्राफ, चेंज इन x, डिस्प्लेसमेंट और चेंज इन पोजीशन, दैट इज एरिया अंडर vt ग्राफ, है ना। अच्छा, डेल्टा v इक्वल टू this can be written as integration a dt. So इसको क्या बोल सकते हैं,
change in
change in velocity.
It's
not velocity.
area under 80
हाँ,
graph.
yes, change in velocity equal to area under 80 graph. So the mistake will students make is they will tell, velocity equal to area under 80 graph. No, it's change in velocity. अच्छा, और ये बन जाता है v स्क्वायर माइनस u स्क्वायर बाई 2 इक्वल टू इंटीग्रेशन a dx। अच्छा, तो इसको क्या बोलेंगे, v स्क्वायर माइनस u स्क्वायर बाई 2
equal to area under
ax graph, like that. So like that we have to solve in this chapter. Anyway, this is one way of remembering. Now the another way of remembering, graph wise, what all graphs we have, we have xt graph, we have vt graph, we have at graph, है ना, all graphs related to time, and then we have all graphs related to x, vx graph, ax graph, and then we will have another graph related to av. This is not common, these three are common, xt, vt, at, everything with t, and then everything with x, isn't it? So these many graphs we have. So now try to think, xt graph का slope से क्या मिलेगा,
velocity
तो xt graph का slope से velocity मिलेगा। अच्छा, xt graph का area से क्या मिलेगा,
तो कुछ नहीं
मिलेगा। या वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ का स्लोप से क्या मिलेगा,
Acceleration.
तो अभी आप रिवर्स सोचो, जस्ट लाइक डिफरेंशिएशन मींस स्लोप एंड इंटीग्रेशन मींस एरिया। अब उल्टा भी सोच सकते हो, स्लोप मींस डिफरेंशिएशन, एरिया मींस इंटीग्रेशन, ऐसे भी सोच सकते हो, है ना। तो वीटी ग्राफ का स्लोप से क्या मिलेगा, स्लोप मींस डीवी बाई डी एक्सेलरेशन। ऐसा वीटी ग्राफ का एरिया से क्या मिलेगा, एरिया मींस
displacement
इंटीग्रेशन वी dt मींस डिस्प्लेसमेंट। अच्छा, एटी ग्राफ का स्लोप से क्या मिलेगा, एटी ग्राफ का स्लोप से क्या मिलेगा, कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। या फिर जो मिलता है उसको एक नया नाम दिया गया है, थ्रेलेशन, रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन, जिसको कभी पढ़ाया नहीं जाता, दैट्स नॉट सो इंपॉर्टेंट, एटलीस्ट आई हैव नेवर सीन एनी क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू थ्रेलेशन, उसको थ्रेलेशन बोलते हैं, रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन, नॉट रिक्वायर्ड। अच्छा, एटी ग्राफ का एरिया से क्या मिलेगा,
तो change in velocity
इन वेलोसिटी, करेक्ट। अच्छा, vx ग्राफ का स्लोप से क्या मिलेगा?
So
कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। vx ग्राफ का स्लोप से फिर v मल्टीप्लाई करने से फिर a मिलता है ना?
हाँ सर।
a मिलता है, like that. So like that you should remember. Okay, so this is how you should know how to find information from different graphs. So the topic was how to find information from different graphs. You see the second point. See the second point that we have covered. First point, geometrical meaning of differentiation and integration. Second point, how to find information from graphs. So given any graph in this chapter, we know which information can be found. अच्छा, next is some impossible graphs and some standard graphs. चलो फटाफट करते हैं। Some impossible graphs, ये याद रखो। कौन से ग्राफ पॉसिबल नहीं है? सिंपल लॉजिक। Some impossible graphs. देखो इसका लॉजिक ये है कि some quantities, अब इसको याद रख लो, some quantities cannot be negative. तो अगर कोई ग्राफ में you know those quantities are given as negative, that means that graph is not possible. कौन से क्वांटिटी नेगेटिव नहीं हो सकते बताओ? Some quantities cannot be negative.
the distance.
क्या? डिस्टेंस और स्पीड। तो अगर कहीं पे डिस्टेंस और स्पीड को नेगेटिव दिखाया गया मतलब वो गलत है। अच्छा, नेक्स्ट, सम क्वांटिटीज कैन नॉट डिक्रीज विथ टाइम। सम क्वांटिटीज कैन नॉट डिक्रीज विथ टाइम, है ना? सम क्वांटिटीज कैन नॉट डिक्रीज विथ टाइम। जैसे कि डिस्टेंस। If a vehicle is moving, how can distance decrease with time? It will either increase or it will remain constant, है ना? गाड़ी जा रहा है, उसका डिस्टेंस कम होता जा रहा है। अरे डिस्टेंस कैसे कम होगा? उसका पोजीशन कम हो सकता है, उसका डिस्प्लेसमेंट कम हो सकता है, डिस्टेंस कैसे कम होगा? Isn't it? अच्छा,
Sir,
velocity, acceleration cannot be infinity, है ना? तो समटाइम्स यू नो कुछ ग्राफ ऐसे होगा उसमें दिखेगा कि वेलोसिटी इन्फिनिटी हो गया, एक्सेलरेशन इन्फिनिटी हो गया। दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। हाउ कैन वेलोसिटी बी इन्फिनिटी? प्रैक्टिकली दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल, है ना? तो वेलोसिटी मींस स्लोप ऑफ एक्सटी ग्राफ, स्लोप ऑफ एक्सटी ग्राफ। तो इफ you have an xt graph, look at that, if its slope is becoming infinity anyway. Acceleration means slope of vt graph, है ना? तो if you have a vt graph, look if it is becoming infinity somewhere, है ना? And then the last point, a quantity, a physical quantity cannot have two values at the same time. A physical quantity like position, velocity, acceleration cannot have two values at same time, or cannot have more than one value at same time. So अब ग्राफ ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए कि ना उसमें दो वेलोसिटी है बॉडी का, दो एक्सेलरेशन है, राइट? चलो, so now I am telling, now I am asking you some questions. You tell me whether this is possible, not possible, why not possible, which point is becoming invalid. So this is x, this is t, so it's like this. So x goes on increasing like this, and then it becomes horizontal, and then it becomes vertical. Yes, possible, not possible, possible, not possible. क्या है?
Not possible, sir.
Why not possible? Why not possible?
Same time रे distance टा बोल।
Look at this portion. Look at this portion. Slope is becoming infinity, isn't it? That means you know
Yes,
velocity is infinity. That is not possible. This one, question number 3.
No,
Sir, not possible.
not possible.
not possible.
Why not possible?
The speed decreasing.
This is
Speed can decrease, body can slow down, speed can decrease,
Time cannot decrease.
time is increasing, Where is time?
Sir,
Time is
It cannot be negative.
speed has become negative here. Speed cannot be negative. That's the point. Achha, third,
Time then will decrease.
no, here time is increasing, na? Time is increasing, na? You see, time is increasing. Here the point is speed has become negative here. See, this is speed is positive. Here speed is negative. That's not allowed.
Third.
Third. Possible? Not possible? Not possible.
Not possible.
Why not
Not
possible?
possible.
Why not possible? Because you see, at the same time we are getting two values of acceleration, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Value, you are getting two values of acceleration. So how can a body have two acceleration at the same time? If I ask you, where is Mr. X? You are telling, sir, Mr. X is in Bhubaneswar also and he is in Kolkata also. What is his speed? Sir, he is traveling at 15 km/h also and 200 km/h also. अरे ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? एक टाइम पे एक ही पोजीशन होगा, एक टाइम पे एक ही वेलोसिटी होगा, एक टाइम पे एक ही एक्सेलरेशन होगा, दो कैसे हो सकता है? है ना? तो इसलिए
Yes,
this is not possible. So this is very simple thing, impossible graphs. इसमें क्या देखना है? Next लिखो some graphs of some standard motions. Graphs of standard motions. अच्छा, तो सबसे पहले याद करो मोशन को हम कैसे क्लासिफाई किए थे. We had classified motion into three categories, isn't it? पहला क्या था? Motion with
Constant velocity.
constant velocity. Yeah, चलो इसके लिए ग्राफ्स प्लॉट करते हैं. Motion with constant velocity. That means velocity is constant, isn't it? Velocity is constant. तो इसका xt ग्राफ कैसा होगा? इसका xt ग्राफ कैसा होगा? ये है x, ये है t. बताओ कैसा होगा xt ग्राफ? If velocity is constant, that means it will be straight line. Like this. Can it be like this? Can it start from origin? Yes. Can it start from origin and go like this? Yes. Can it start from some topmost point and decrease? Yes. Can it start from bottommost point and go up? Yes. All these possibilities are there. है ना? But it has to be a straight line. It has to be a straight line, but it can be a straight line of any type. You see? Now, whether the graph is upwards or downwards, the graph can be it can be upwards or it can be decreasing downwards. So this means its slope is positive, that means its velocity is positive, and this means its slope is negative, that means its velocity is negative. तो ऊपर अगर ग्राफ जाएगा तो पॉजिटिव वेलोसिटी है, नीचे अगर ग्राफ जाएगा तो नेगेटिव वेलोसिटी, लेकिन दोनों पॉसिबल है, isn't it? Similarly, graph can start from origin, it can start from a topmost point, it can start from a bottommost point. उससे क्या पता चलता है? उससे पता चलता है कि t equal to 0 पे x कितना था. तो graph starts from origin, that means at t equal to 0 the particle started from origin. Graph starts from here, that means at t equal to 0 the particle was not at origin, it was at some other point and it started from there, right? It's moving from there. समझ में आया क्या? So the starting point tells from where it started. t equal to 0 पे कहाँ था? Whether ये upward है या downward है, उससे पता चलता है कि उसका velocity क्या है, पॉजिटिव है या नेगेटिव है. Velocity upward है means पॉजिटिव है, velocity downward है means नेगेटिव है, like this. तो इसको लिख सकते हैं पॉजिटिव वेलोसिटी, इसको लिख सकते हैं नेगेटिव वेलोसिटी, है ना? ये है xt ग्राफ. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट vt ग्राफ. अभी vt ग्राफ कैसा होगा? वेलोसिटी तो कांस्टेंट है, तो ये भी एक स्ट्रेट लाइन होगा, है ना? तो xt ग्राफ क्या होगा? xt ग्राफ स्ट्रेट लाइन होगा, लेकिन ये इंक्लाइंड भी हो सकता है ना? इंक्लाइंड भी हो सकता है. अच्छा, vt ग्राफ कैसा होगा? ये है v, ये t. वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ क्या होगा? इट आल्सो विल बी ए स्ट्रेट लाइन बिकॉज वेलोसिटी इज कांस्टेंट ना, तो इट आल्सो विल बी ए स्ट्रेट लाइन, लेकिन लेकिन ये हॉरिजॉन्टल वाला स्ट्रेट लाइन होगा क्योंकि वेलोसिटी कांस्टेंट है। ये हॉरिजॉन्टल वाला स्ट्रेट लाइन होगा क्योंकि वेलोसिटी कांस्टेंट है। अच्छा, अगर वो ग्राफ ऊपर रहेगा इसका मतलब वो पॉजिटिव वेलोसिटी है। If it is below the time axis, that means that is negative velocity. Clear? अच्छा, next.
Yes, sir.
Next is acceleration time graph. अच्छा, acceleration time graph. Look at this. We are doing it for constant velocity, isn't it? We are doing it for constant velocity. So constant velocity means there is no acceleration. No acceleration means zero acceleration. So if you plot a T graph, so it will be the graph will be somewhere here, somewhere here. Acceleration is always zero at every time. So this is also a straight line. So here this is a straight line, but this is a horizontal straight line. This is horizontal straight line, isn't it? This is also a straight line, but this is on time axis. This is also a straight line, but this is on time axis. On time axis. I hope this is clear. Now let's go to motion with constant acceleration. Let's go to motion with constant acceleration. अच्छा, constant acceleration means a is constant. अच्छा, तो सबसे पहले इसका xt ग्राफ, सबसे पहले इसका xt ग्राफ बताओ कैसा होगा xt ग्राफ। x का क्या फॉर्मूला, x का क्या फॉर्मूला, ut प्लस हाफ एट स्क्वायर, इजंट इट, ut प्लस हाफ एट स्क्वायर। तो ये क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन है, तो क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन का ग्राफ कैसा होता है, पैराबोला, कर्व होता है। तो ये स्ट्रेट लाइन नहीं होगा, ये कर्व होगा। अच्छा, किस तरह का कर्व होगा, whether the graph will be like this or whether it will be like this or whether it will be start from origin and move it like this, start from origin go like this, start from origin go like this, किस तरह का ग्राफ होगा, किस तरह का ग्राफ होगा,
लास्ट टाइप,
सब सारे तरह का ग्राफ हो सकता है। all the graphs are possible. It only means that this will be a curve, this will be a parabola, all are possible. अच्छा, here what does the on which factors it will depend ki whether the graph will it will be open upwards or it will be open downwards, that will depend on acceleration. So for these graphs acceleration is positive, acceleration positive. So if you are seeing this term acceleration in front of t square, it's there na, so t square ka coefficient, if that is acceleration, if that is positive, that means the graph will be like this, है ना, it will open upwards, है ना। if that a is negative then the graph will be like this. समझ में आ रहा है, समझ में आ रहा है। अच्छा,
Yes,
whether
sir.
the graph starts from origin or not, that will depend on t equal to 0 पे कहाँ पे है। let's say at t equal to 0 initially it is starting from origin, then the graph will start from origin. Let's say t equal to 0 it was not at origin, it was at some other point x equal to 5 meter or x equal to 10 meter, right? Then the graph will start from here. This means body crosses origin at t equal to 0. This means body crosses origin at t equal to 0, and this means the body crosses x naught at t equal to 0, है ना। अच्छा, now look at two more graphs. Look at this graph number 1, and look at this graph number 2, and look at this graph number 3. Let's number them, graph number 4, graph number 5. Let's study what is happening to velocity. Acha, what is velocity from xt graph? This is xt graph. What is velocity from xt graph? xt ग्राफ से वेलोसिटी कैसे पता चलता है? हेलो,
Sir, slope of
slope of
Slope of
xt graph.
या तो नाउ ग्राफ नंबर 1 को देखो, ये है ग्राफ नंबर 1, दिखाई दे रहा है। लुक एट द स्लोप हियर व्हाट इज द स्लोप, पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव, जीरो। एटलीस्ट यू शुड नो कि स्लोप पॉजिटिव कब होता है, नेगेटिव कब होता है, जीरो कब होता है। पॉजिटिव कब होता है, इफ दैट line makes acute angle with x-axis, then that is slope is positive, है ना। infinity कब होता है, when it becomes vertical its slope is infinity. zero कब होता है, when the line is horizontal its slope is zero. negative कब होता है, if the line is making obtuse angle with horizontal axis, then its slope is negative. Do you remember this much? When slope is 0, when slope is infinity, when slope is positive, when slope is negative. If you remember this, raise your hands. हाथ उठाओ. Okay, 7 participants only, 11 participants, 12 participants, 13. Acha, only 13. Rest 4. Don't remember? अच्छा देखो. So graph number 1 को देखो here. Here you see initially the slope is like this, means positive. देखो after some time the slope becomes like this. That means 0. देखो after that the slope becomes like this. That means negative. So what does this mean? This means initially the body was having positive velocity, then its velocity became 0, then its velocity became negative. That means initially the body was traveling towards right, then it stops, then turns left and travels towards left. Graph number 1 पता चला क्या? Could you understand how the body is traveling in graph number 1?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Come to graph number 2. See here in graph number 2, देखो at t equal to 0 also the slope is negative only, and then the slope is negative only, negative only, negative only. That means in graph number 2, initially also the body was traveling towards left, finally also the body is traveling towards left only, है ना? Look at graph number 3. 3 में देखो initially the slope is negative, isn't it? Then the
Yes,
slope
sir.
becomes 0.
Yes, sir.
Then the slope becomes 0, and then you see the slope becomes positive. That means initially it was traveling towards left, then it stops, and then it travels towards right. That's the meaning of graph number 3. Acha, graph number 4. Graph number 4, yeah, initially it was traveling towards left, then it became, it stops, and then it travels towards right. Acha, graph number 5. Initially the velocity was 0, it was at rest, and then slope becomes positive. That means it starts moving towards right. Could you understand how we analyze velocity from this graph? If yes, raise your hand. XT graph. Now let's make a VT graph. Let's make VT graph. अच्छा चलो बताओ VT graph का V का क्या फॉर्मूला? V का क्या फॉर्मूला? U plus 80, isn't it? V का फॉर्मूला U plus 80. तो U plus 80 तो कैसा होगा ये? कैसा होगा ये? Straight line?
Straight
So this
line.
will be straight line. Yeah, this will be straight line. This will be straight line. Velocity is increasing like this. All these graphs are possible. So here this will be parabola. This graph will be now all these graphs are called as parabola. This will be straight line. अच्छा straight line. अच्छा अब इसमें you see some graphs are going downward, some graphs are going upward. That means here acceleration is positive. Here acceleration is negative. Here it's negative. Here it's positive. Got it? Like that. है ना? It's starting from origin. See this graph starts from origin. This graph starts from origin. That means t equal to 0 पे velocity 0 था. Means it started from 0 velocity, then it changed. But look at these graphs. Initially they were having some velocity. That's the meaning. Acha. Next is 80 graph. Next is 80 graph. 80 graph क्या होगा बताओ? ये A है, ये T है. क्या है?
Sir,
Acceleration is constant.
parallel to time axis.
Yeah. So like this. This is a positive acceleration, and this is negative acceleration. So I hope you know all graphs. What about motion with variable acceleration? उसके लिए कोई स्टैंडर्ड ग्राफ नहीं है, क्योंकि वेरिएबल एक्सेलरेशन में वो फॉर्मूला कुछ भी दे सकता है. तो जो फॉर्मूला देगा accordingly you have to draw it, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So next we will solve some very important questions. These are questions related to conversion of graphs. I will give you one graph and you should know how to find information and plot the other graph. So write down next one, conversion of graphs. If you understand this, if you can solve these questions, that means you have understood this topic. तो चलो सबसे पहले I am giving you VT graph. I am giving you VT graph. So the VT graph is like this. VT graph is like this. These timings, let's say this is 0, this is 2, this is 4. Wait a minute. This is 4, this is 5, and this is, let's say, 7. Okay, let's say this is 4, this is 4. Velocity is in meter per second, t is in second. Question is, plot AT graph, plot AT graph. Your first question. Second, plot XT graph. A second question. Start. अच्छा कैसे करना है? Hints दे देता हूँ. Look at the times. Look at the times. It's 0, 2, 4, 5, 7. So first plot those times here. First plot those times here. है ना? So this is 0, this is 2, this is 4, this is 5, this is 7. And now you know the time intervals. Acha, now you have to put AT, you have to plot AT graph. So you know how to find AT, A from VT graph? Use that, find that, plot it. Similarly to find plot XT graph, first you know make these time intervals. First you make these time intervals. This X and this is T. So first the time interval 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, है ना, like that. And now for each interval, you know how to find X from the VT graph. Find that, plot it. Chalo, I'm giving you 2 minutes. How do you find acceleration from a VT graph? How do you find acceleration from a VT graph? Yes.
Slope of VT graph.
It's slope. Yeah.
Slope
So
of VT.
acceleration means slope of VT graph. तो चलो slope ले लेके plot करो. Slope ले लेके plot करो. पहला interval 0 से 2, 0 से 2. ये वाला interval देखो slope कितना है इसका? ये लाइन का स्लोप कितना? परपेंडिकुलर दैट इज 4, बेस दैट इज 2. तो इधर स्लोप कितना आ रहा है? स्लोप 2 आ रहा है. तो इधर एक्सेलरेशन 2 है. तो यहाँ एक्सेलरेशन 2 है. हो गया, 2 ही रहता है पूरा. अच्छा 2 से 4 ये इंटरवल देखो, ये इंटरवल. अच्छा इधर स्लोप कितना? इधर हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन है तो स्लोप 0 है. इधर एक्सेलरेशन 0 है. इधर डॉटेड लाइन करोगे है ना, क्योंकि दैट इज नॉट पार्ट ऑफ ग्राफ, इसलिए डॉटेड लाइन. दैट सॉलिड लाइन मींस दैट इज द ग्राफ. ओके नाउ 4 to 5. अच्छा इधर देखो 4 to 5 हो या 5 to 6 7 हो, वही तो लाइन है ना, तो स्लोप सेम ही है. तो इधर दो इंटरवल करने की जरूरत नहीं है, एक ही करके उसका स्लोप निकाल लो. तो 4 to 5 ये कितना? हाइट 4 है, ये कितना? बेस 1 है. तो हाउ मच इज दैट?
4.
-4. It's 4, perpendicular is 4 but it's decreasing, so it's -4. तो इधर स्लोप है -4, तो एक्सेलरेशन -4 है ना. तो समवेयर here 4 to 7. How many of you understood this? Raise your hand. Plotting of AT graph. How many of you understood this? Raise your hand. Okay. तो क्वेश्चन में ऐसे दे देगा है ना, like that. Okay, now come to XT graph. Tell me. एज्यूम कर लो कि ओरिजिन से निकला. इधर एज्यूम कर लो सिंपलिसिटी के लिए. एज्यूम एट t इक्वल टू 0, x इज 0. ओके चलो बताओ, हाउ डू यू फाइंड x? अब VT ग्राफ से आपको पोजीशन यानी कि डिस्प्लेसमेंट कैसे मिलेगा? VT ग्राफ से डिस्प्लेसमेंट कैसे मिलेगा बताओ?
एरिया ऑफ द ग्राफ.
एरिया ऑफ द ग्राफ. करेक्ट. तो डिस्प्लेसमेंट मींस इट इज एरिया अंडर VT ग्राफ. अच्छा चलो तो अब एरिया निकालते हैं. तो सबसे पहले 0 से 2. अब 0 से 2 ये इंटरवल में चलो एरिया निकालो. ये वाला एरिया कितना है? ये वाला एरिया कितना? हाफ इंटू बेस दैट इज 2 इंटू हाइट दैट इज 4. तो 4 है कि नहीं? अच्छा 2 to 4. अच्छा 2 to 4 ये वाला एरिया 2 to 4 ये वाला एरिया. चलो बताओ ये एरिया कितना? ये है 2, ये 4, 8 यूनिट्स.
Sir, 8.
then 4 to 5. अच्छा 4 to 5, 4 to 5, 4 to 5 ये वाला एरिया कितना, ये वाला एरिया
2.
हाफ इंटू
2.
1 इंटू 2. अच्छा देन 5 to 7. अच्छा 5 to 7 ये वाला एरिया, ये वाला एरिया का ये देखो ये बेस तो 2 है। अच्छा इसका हाइट कितना है पहले निकाल लो सिमिलर ट्राइंगल से। देखो ये वाला ट्राइंगल एंड ये वाला ट्राइंगल ये दोनों सिमिलर है ना। तो इसका बेस 1 है, 4 to 5 इसका बेस 2 है, तो इसका हाइट जो है इसका हाइट डबल होगा, तो इसका हाइट 4 है तो इसका हाइट 8 होगा। समझे क्या? इज दिस विजिबल?
Yes,
दिस
sir.
इज द ट्राइंगल एंड दिस इज द ट्राइंगल, दे आर सिमिलर। इसका बेस 1 है, इसका बेस 2 है, इसका हाइट 4 है तो इसका हाइट डबल होगा क्योंकि इसका बेस का डबल है, इसका बेस का डबल है तो इसका हाइट भी इसका हाइट का डबल होना चाहिए। तो ये इसका हाइट 4 है तो इसका हाइट 8 है। डन। तो अच्छा हाइट तो हाफ इंटू बेस इंटू हाइट, तो एरिया कितना 8, सो इट्स 8। ओके चलो अब प्लॉट करते हैं। तो 0 पे एट टाइम t इक्वल टू 0 द पार्टिकल एट इज 0। ओके यहीं पे। अच्छा 0 से 2 हाउ मच इट ट्रेवल्ड 4। रिमेंबर व्हाट वी हैव गॉट हियर, दिस वी हैव गॉट डिस्प्लेसमेंट नॉट पोजीशन। तो 0 से 2 हाउ मच इट गॉट डिस्प्लेस 4। तो था 0 पे, डिस्प्लेसमेंट हुआ 4, पहुंचा कहां पे 4 पे, 4 पे। here first let me plot the points. अच्छा then oh this graph will be very large one. चलो बाकी सबको फिर मिटाना पड़ेगा। तो now at 2 seconds it was at 4 and then it traveled 8 more. So at the end of 4 seconds where it will be 12.
Sir, 12.
somewhere here 4 सेकंड पे ये कहां पे होगा, समवेयर हियर 12, दिस इज लाइक 12। अच्छा देन 4 to 5 in that 1 second 4 to 5 how much it travels 2, isn't it? तो 12 पे था और 2 ट्रेवल किया तो कहां पे होगा
14.
14 तो 14 somewhere here 14। now be careful, from 5 to 7 it's not 8, it's -8, it's -8। the area is under you see the area is under the time axis, it's not above time axis, it's below time axis, so it is -8। अच्छा -8 means you know its displacement is -8, that means it is returned। so it was at 14 and then returned -8, returned 8, so that means where it is now 14 minus 8 is 6, so at 7 seconds it is at 6, somewhere here। got it? Now I have to join all this। so see how I am joining। so for joining you require the knowledge of whether it was motion with constant velocity or constant acceleration, है ना। so now tell me from 0 to 2 देखो क्या मोशन था ये, what kind of motion it was motion with constant velocity or it was motion with the constant acceleration or it was rest or it was variable acceleration, क्या था 0 से 2?
Sir, constant velocity.
ना 0 to 2 velocity is increasing, it is constant acceleration, है ना, it's constant acceleration। what is happening to velocity is increasing। so while plotting graphs be careful। now here are 2 points, look at these 2 points 0 and 2। now either I can join it like this or I can join it like this or I can join it like this, similarly from here to here also either I can join like this or I can join like this or I can join like this। so now the point is how do I know how to join, how do I know how to join? Are you getting it? so let's call this as 1, this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3। So between any 2 points, I can join them in 3 ways. 1, 2, 3. So the point is, how do I know? See, these graphical questions in every chapter you will come across such kind of graphs. और the problem यहीं पे रहेगा कि ये graph बढ़ तो गया, पहले पता करना है कि in this graph the graph will increase or decrease. Second thing is how it will increase. It will increase in straight line. It will increase by the graph will be of the type 2 or the graph will be of the type 3. So how do I know that? So look at the given information. Here the velocity is increasing, isn't it? From 0 to 2, velocity is increasing. That means ये x graph का slope बढ़ता रहना चाहिए, है ना? Here velocity is increasing from 0 to 2. That means this is xt graph. So this is xt graph. So in xt graph, velocity means slope. So here slope should increase. So look at graph number 1. Is slope increasing? No. Look at graph number 2. Is slope increasing? Yes. Look at graph number 3. Is slope increasing? No.
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 हाँ, तो इसमें 1 होगा या 2 होगा या 3 होगा?
2.
2.
2. So that's how I come to know. That's how I come to know. So here it will be neither 1 nor 3. It will be 2. है ना? अच्छा, now look from 2 to 4. 2 to 4. What you are seeing here? 2 to 4. Acceleration is 0. Velocity is constant. तो constant velocity.
Yes,
That means slope constant रहना चाहिए. That means यहाँ से ये straight line होगा. यहाँ से ये straight line होगा. समझे क्या?
Yes, sir.
Now from 4 to 5. 4 to 5 देखो. What you are seeing? Velocity is decreasing. Velocity is decreasing. अच्छा, velocity decreasing means slope should decrease. So graph should be like this. Slope should decrease. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now from 5 to 7. What is happening? Velocity is still decreasing. Velocity is still decreasing. So slope should still decrease. तो ग्राफ क्या होगा? 2.
The decrease.
स्लोप ज्यादा से ज्यादा नेगेटिव होता जा रहा है. देखो, वेलोसिटी ज्यादा से ज्यादा नेगेटिव होता जा रहा है. दैट मीन स्लोप ज्यादा से ज्यादा नेगेटिव होना चाहिए. तो देखो ग्राफ नंबर 2 में वो हो रहा है. स्लोप जो है ज्यादा से ज्यादा नेगेटिव होता जा रहा है. स्लोप का विजुअलाइजेशन करना जरूरी है. पॉजिटिव स्लोप, नेगेटिव स्लोप, जीरो स्लोप, इंफिनिटी स्लोप, हाई पॉजिटिव, हाई नेगेटिव, लेस पॉजिटिव, लेस नेगेटिव, मोर नेगेटिव. इसका अगर आपको आइडिया है, देन यू कैन graphs. अच्छा, how many of you understood this graph? Raise your hand. Okay. ठीक है, इसका ज्यादा क्वेश्चन नहीं करेंगे. अब अगले टाइप के क्वेश्चन में जाएंगे. So this was about how to plot graphs, है ना? Now the next topic क्या था? What are the solving numerical? That was a mistake. Solving numericals using graphs, है ना? So there are some questions they can easily be solved by using graphical methods than writing equations like that. So let us solve some questions. Especially, I will tell you the question. Solving numericals using graphs. तो क्वेश्चन लिखो. A train starts from rest, accelerates with alpha meter per second square to attain maximum velocity. And then retards with meter per second square to come to rest at the next station. at the next station. अच्छा, first plot total time of travel is t, ये लिख लो, total time of travel is t. अच्छा, क्वेश्चन क्या है? प्लॉट VT ग्राफ. सेकेंड, फाइंड maximum velocity. Third, find time of acceleration and time of deceleration. How much time it accelerated and how much time it decelerated, that is the meaning. Find time of acceleration and time of deceleration. Acha. Then fourth, find total distance traveled. Find total distance traveled. अब देखो ये क्वेश्चन मैं कर लेता हूं, अगला क्वेश्चन आपको करना होगा. So I am given the questions in a sequence so that you can remember this whole concept. देखो, सबसे पहले this is velocity and this is time. So initially what is happening? It is accelerating. That means velocity is increasing. है ना? It attains maximum velocity. So this is the maximum velocity. This is the maximum velocity. Now how much is that maximum velocity? That is not given. But this acceleration is given to be alpha. Acha. Then it decelerates. Then it decelerates. That means velocity decreases. And then it comes to rest. Acha. So here the deceleration is given to be beta. This is time 0. This is time t. Acha. This is the time of acceleration. Let's call it as t1. And this is the time of deceleration. So of course this becomes t minus t1. So this time is t1 time. This is 0 second, t1 second, t second. So this first time interval is t1, second time interval is t minus t1. So it is accelerating for t1 time and then it is decelerating for capital T minus t1 time. So VT graph हो गया. Did you understand VT graph? If yes, raise your hand. Okay, now the question is find out acceleration and find out deceleration. Sorry, find out time of acceleration, find out time of deceleration. देखो, अब मैं ग्राफ से कैसे इक्वेशन लिखूंगा? देखो, see here acceleration is alpha. That means alpha is slope of that line. So slope of that line, how much it is? Vmax by t1, isn't it? आ गया इक्वेशन? आ गया इक्वेशन? तो इधर से Vmax को क्या लिख सकते हैं? इधर से Vmax को लिख सकते हैं अल्फा t1. ये है वन इक्वेशन. अच्छा, now look at this one. Here deceleration is beta. It's like telling you know deceleration is 5 meter per second square. That means इसका स्लोप कितना? इसका स्लोप होगा कितना? माइनस बीटा. एंड माइनस बीटा इज हाउ मच? वो लाइन का स्लोप देखो कितना? माइनस Vmax by t minus t1, है ना? So from here I can get Vmax equal to beta into t minus t1. आ गया दो इक्वेशन, आ गया दोनों इक्वेशन. This is equation number 2. Equate them. Equate 1 and 2. So how much you are getting? Alpha t1 equal to beta into t minus t1. See, t1 you will get as beta t divided by alpha plus beta. So nice ना? t1 टाइम के लिए देखो आपको बीटा आ रहा है और ये वाला टाइम को अगर मान लेते हैं कि t2 है तो t2 टाइम के लिए आ जाएगा अल्फा t बाई अल्फा प्लस बीटा. सो नाइस ना? Equations look beautiful.
Yes, sir.
How much time it is accelerating? time of acceleration. So here you are getting beta t by alpha plus beta. And how much time it is accelerating? उधर ऊपर beta आ रहा है deceleration. And how much time it is decelerating? उधर alpha आ रहा है ऊपर में acceleration. और दोनों में t by alpha plus beta आ रहा है. अच्छा now Vmax. हाँ अब Vmax. अब T1 का वैल्यू डाल दो Vmax आ जाएगा. तो Vmax कितना? अल्फा T1. तो ये देखो दिस सो नाइस. अल्फा बीटा T बाय अल्फा प्लस बीटा. याद रहेगा ऊपर में अल्फा बीटा प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म में है, नीचे अल्फा प्लस बीटा एडिशन फॉर्म में, एंड देन देयर इज T, है ना. दिस इज Vmax. अच्छा व्हाट इज डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड? व्हाट इज डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड? डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड मींस व्हाट? एरिया. तो ये पूरे ट्रायंगल का एरिया ले लो. डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड पूरा ट्रायंगल का एरिया ले लो. तो कितना हो जाएगा? हाफ इंटू बेस इंटू हाइट, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Half into base. Base हो गया, height हो गया Vmax.
Yes, sir.
So this will come out to be half alpha beta t square by alpha plus beta. है ना? Like that. So you can remember these as standard formulas and apply everywhere. So the question will be of this type, that a train starts from station A, accelerates for with 2 meter per second square, then it decelerates with 4 meter per second square and comes to stop at next station, and then blah blah blah. Then the question will be find out for how much time it had accelerated, find out for how much time it has decelerated, find out the total distance between station A and station B, find out the maximum velocity of the train in between the two stations. समझ में आ रहा है क्या? ये फॉर्मूलाज याद रहेंगे?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
याद रहेगा, समझना होगा. So now write a question. Next question you have to solve yourself. लिखो. A lift starts from rest. First it accelerates with 4 meter per second square upwards, and then it retards with 2 meter per second square to come to rest. At the 5th floor. ग्राउंड फ्लोर से चालू हुआ 0 से. फर्स्ट इट accelerated with 4 meter per second square, then it retarded with 2 meter per second square and came to rest at 5th floor. Total time of travel is 20 seconds. Total time of travel is 20 seconds. Find out. First, maximum velocity of the lift. Second, distance between ground floor and 5th floor. Third, time of acceleration, time for which it accelerated. And time for which it decelerated. Karo. This you do yourself. Is it solved? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Match
Yes,
it.
sir.
So first, maximum velocity. Maximum velocity means what was the formula? Alpha beta t by alpha plus beta, right? So how much is alpha beta? Alpha is 4, beta is 2, t is 20. So 4 into 2 into 20 by 6. How much is that? 80 by 3. 80 by 3 meter per second. How many of you have got this? Raise your hands. 4 participants, 5, 7, 8. Okay. Next, distance traveled. Distance traveled का क्या formula? Distance traveled का formula half into base into height. That is half into base is 20, height is 80 by 3. So this comes out to be 2, 10, 800 by 3 meters. How many of you have got this? Raise your hands. Okay, Kishwari, Soumya Tapaswini, Vijay Lakshmi, Abhijit, Ipsita, Kamlesh, Minmay, Parthasarathi, Sujit, Leelavati, Swayam Siddha. Okay, Soumya Tapaswini. Who else? Who else? What about Soumyakant? Where is Priyadarshini? Where is Priyadarshini? Priyadarshini is absent today. Kishwari, Vijay Lakshmi, Ipsita. Acha, Priyadarshini is absent today. Okay. So next, time for which it is accelerating. Time for which it is accelerating. So इसका क्या formula? इसका formula beta t by alpha plus beta, isn't it? ऊपर में वो deceleration आ जाता है. So beta is how much? Beta is 2. T is how much? T is 20. By alpha plus beta how much? 6. So this comes out to be 20 by 3. 20 by 3 seconds. And time for which it is decelerated, here you will get alpha t by alpha plus beta. That is how much? Alpha. That is 4 into 20 by 6. How much is that? 40 by 3. So this is how some questions you can directly solve by remembering these formulas, or by solving through using graphs. Done? Now
Sir,
the
graph
last
ta
topic.
kemti hobo?
Graph ta same. Just t बदल पकई दियो 20 सेकेंड, अल्फा बदल रे इडा हबो 4, बीटा बदल रे इडा हबो 2. दैट्स ऑल. किंतु एडी टिके अलगा हबो. ए पार्टटा लंबा
सर एटी
छोटो हबो, ए पार्टटा लंबा हबो.
आज्ञा सर.
एटा अधिक टाइम पई डिसेलरेट हबो, कम टाइम पई एक्सेलरेट हबो. देखो मैक्सिमम वेलोसिटी रे पहुंचीबार अछि. एक्सेलरेशन दा होची 4 तो जल्दी पहुंची जिवो. डिसेलरेशन दा होची 2 तो सेइटु कमी कमी जीरो को आसीबा पे अधिक टाइम नबो. दैट्स हाउ इट इज. तो ग्राफ दा देखिबा को ए प्रकार like this. Its slope will be more because alpha is 4. Its slope will be less because beta is 2. And this is the maximum velocity. And maximum velocity is 80 by 3. And
Sir,
this time will be less. Yes.
सर एटी पर लिखा है 5th फ्लोर रे रहबो सर. 5th फ्लोर माने तळे माने सर ग्राउंड रे केमति टच कला?
ग्राउंड रे केमति टच कला माने ग्राउंड रे टच करिन तो एटे कोड ग्राउंड रे टच करछि. वेलोसिटी मैक्सिमम थिला, वेलोसिटी 0 वाला. ग्राफ दा इमिति हेबार अर्थ थोड़ी एटा 5th फ्लोर आ एटा ग्राउंड फ्लोर. ग्राफ दा ए प्रकार अछि, तार अर्थ न एटा 5th फ्लोर एटा ग्राउंड फ्लोर. एटा वेलोसिटी अधिक थिला 80 by 3 थिला, एटा वेलोसिटी 0 हे गला. कोन भाबुछ? चलो चलो जेहेतु ये क्वेश्चन तम मन रे आसिला, आमे ए थॉट प्रोसेस आ गुड क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करिबा. तो चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखिबा. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू अंडरस्टूड द टर्म्स वेलोसिटी, एक्सेलरेशन, पोजीशन? द फर्स्ट क्लास व्हेनेवर आई स्टार्ट समथिंग I clarify the terms used in that chapter. Acha, let me see. Question. Acceleration is decreasing. acceleration is decreasing from 10 meter per second square to minus 2 meter per second square. Initial velocity is 20 meter per second. What is happening to velocity? What is happening to velocity? Options: continuously decreasing, B, continuously increasing, C, first increasing then decreasing, first increasing and then decreasing, D, first decreasing then increasing, Go. Which one? Think about it.
Sir, continuously decreasing.
What about others? Chalo dekhiba.
Sir, option D.
Whole are there.
So, C, first increasing then decreasing.
Swagat, what is your answer? Swagat, what is your answer?
It is continuously decreasing.
Akanksha, what is your answer?
Sir, continuously decreasing.
Abhijit, Vijay Lakshmi, Vijay Lakshmi, what is your answer? Ipsita,
Sir, A. C, fast increasing then decreasing.
who is telling fast increasing then decreasing?
Ipsita.
Acha, Ipsita. What about Digvijay? Digvijay, what is your answer? Kamlesh, I think one Kamlesh is absent today. There were two Kamlesh in the class. One Kamlesh is present. Kamlesh Sahu.
Answer C.
C means
Fast increasing then decreasing.
Ishwari,
Sir, continuously decreasing.
Leelavati,
Continuously decreasing.
Lopamudra. Lopamudra, are you present in class? Mridmay, what is your answer?
Sir, continuously decreasing.
Parthasarthi, what is your answer?
Sir, continuously decreasing.
Soumya Tapaswini, what is your answer?
So continuously decreasing.
Soumya Kanta Saw, what is your answer? କିଛି ବି ହେଇପାରିବ ଯା ଇଏ ବି ଗୋଟେ ଆନ୍ସର ଅପସନ ରେ ନଥିଲା ଶ୍ରାବଣୀ what is your answer?
Sir, C, fast increasing then decreasing.
ଆଚ୍ଛା ସ୍ୱୟଂ ସିଦ୍ଧ ସୁଜିତ
Sir, option C.
first increasing then decreasing
Again, sir.
स्वयं सिद्ध स्वयं सिद्ध are you present?
Continuously decreasing, sir.
अच्छा now चलो मैं इसका आंसर बताता हूँ एंड व्हाई डू पीपल मेक मिस्टेक वो भी बताता हूँ हाउ डू पीपल थिंक वो भी बताता हूँ you need to understand how mind works then you can understand what possible mistakes I may commit like that. Generally people think here the decrease word comes na, they think acceleration is decreasing, that means it will decrease. Are na, What is the meaning of acceleration? Acceleration means rate of change of velocity. So if velocity is changing, that means acceleration is there. If acceleration is positive, that means velocity is increasing. If acceleration is negative, that means velocity is decreasing. If acceleration is 0, that means velocity is constant. Try to understand this. If acceleration is positive, that means velocity is increasing. If acceleration is negative, that means velocity is decreasing. If acceleration is 0, that means velocity is constant. That is the meaning. Now, acceleration is decreasing from 10 to -2. Initially, acceleration was +10. That means velocity was increasing. Next, acceleration became +9. That also means velocity is increasing. Next, acceleration became +8. That also means velocity is increasing. Next, acceleration became +7. That also means velocity is increasing. Next, acceleration became 2. That also means velocity is increasing. Acceleration became 1. That also means velocity is increasing. Acceleration becomes 0. That means now velocity is constant. Then acceleration becomes -1. That means velocity is decreasing. Then acceleration becomes -2. That means velocity is decreasing. Samjhe? Till the time acceleration is positive, velocity is increasing. And when acceleration becomes negative, then velocity decreases. So this is the answer. Now, what is the meaning of acceleration decreasing? Acceleration becoming 10 to 9 to 8 to 7 to 6. That means the rate of increase of velocity is decreasing. That means when acceleration is 10, it's +10, velocity is increasing at faster rate. When acceleration is +9, velocity is still increasing at a slower rate. When acceleration is +8, plus means increasing, so velocity is increasing. 8, that means a little less slower rate. Acceleration is +2, that also means velocity is increasing. Acceleration plus means velocity is increasing. 2 means it is increasing slowly. Acceleration is 0 means velocity constant. Acceleration -1 means velocity decreasing, but -1 means slowly. Acceleration -2, that means velocity is decreasing. Minus means decreasing. 2 means little faster. Acceleration -10, that means velocity is increasing. Decreasing. Negative means decreasing. अच्छा 10 means faster. अगर आप लोगों को ये समझ में आ गया, then raise your hand. Okay. Okay. So now the time is already 10:28, है ना? So we will not start any new topic. So we have completed this chapter called as kinematics. Not kinematics. We have completed the chapter called as motion in a straight line. Now, if you have understood these concepts properly, then it will be very easy for you to study two-dimensional motion. Two-dimensional motion is nothing but two one-dimensional motions happening simultaneously and independently. Remember this? Remember this? What is two-dimensional motion? What is two-dimensional motion? Two-dimensional motion means it is two 1D motions, happening independently and simultaneously. Independently and simultaneously. ये concept अगर समझ गए ना, independently and simultaneously and two, then for you don't have to remember any new formula. Whatever formulas has to be learned has been learned. हो गया, बहुत फॉर्मूला सीख लिए, बहुत कंसेप्ट सीख लिए, अब बस उसको अप्लाई करना है, वो 2D हो 3D हो कुछ भी हो. 3D motion means what? So in that sense there is nothing new. You just need to learn how to apply the same thing again and again in different ways with slight modifications. 3D motion means it is three 1D motions happening independently and simultaneously. What is the meaning of independently? Independently means it happens. This is the law of nature, that the motion in mutually perpendicular directions, x direction, y direction and z direction. These mutually perpendicular direction में जो motion होता है, they are independent of each other. दैट मीन्स एक्स डायरेक्शन के जो पैरामीटर्स हैं, फोर्सेस हैं, एक्सेलरेशन है, वेलोसिटी है, they do not affect y direction and z direction motion, they only affect x direction motion. Similarly y direction के जो पैरामीटर्स हैं, जैसे y direction के फोर्स, y direction के एक्सेलरेशन, y direction के वेलोसिटी, they affect only y direction motion, they do not affect x direction or z direction motion. Similarly z direction के जो पैरामीटर्स हैं, like z direction force, z direction velocity, z direction acceleration, they do not affect any x direction or y direction motion, they only affect the z direction motion. Getting it? And simultaneously का मतलब है these things are happening at the same time, means the body is traveling in such a way that its x coordinate is changing and y coordinate is changing at the same time. Three dimension motion, the body is traveling in such a way that its x coordinate, y coordinate, z coordinate, all three coordinates are changing at the same time. That is the meaning of simultaneously, है ना? So how do we study them? We just study x direction motion separately, y direction motion separately, z direction motion separately. That's all. So we study three one-dimensional motions, and wherever he is telling find final position, तो x direction motion को study करके x निकाल लेंगे, y direction motion को study करके y निकाल लेंगे, z direction motion को study करके z निकाल लेंगे, final position x, y, z. That's how we solve. फाइनल वेलोसिटी चाहिए, x डायरेक्शन मोशन को स्टडी करके vx निकालेंगे, y डायरेक्शन मोशन को स्टडी करके vy निकाल लेंगे, z डायरेक्शन मोशन को स्टडी करके vz निकाल लेंगे, फाइनल वेलोसिटी vx ik plus vy jk plus vz zk. समझे? x डायरेक्शन एक्सेलरेशन निकालो, तो x डायरेक्शन मोशन को स्टडी करके ax निकाल लेंगे, we will find ay by studying y direction motion, we will find az by studying z direction motion, and then the net acceleration ax ik plus ay jk plus az kk. समझ में आ रहा है क्या? 2D और 3D मोशन को स्टडी करने का लॉजिक क्या है?
Yes, sir.
यानी कि
Yes.
प्रोजेक्टाइल मोशन, सर्कुलर मोशन, ये सब को स्टडी करने का लॉजिक क्या है? Like that. So that we will continue in the next class. That's tomorrow. Okay. Now, before going to that, tomorrow, before starting the new chapter, I will discuss all the questions and answers. Whatever questions I have given you of this chapter. ये kinematics का already I have given you, है ना? इसका मैं कुछ पहले आप लोग जो क्वेश्चन किए हो उसको करो. Tomorrow I will start the question bank. We will discuss the questions. जो भी आपका डाउट है वो फटाफट आप नोट करके रखो कि क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, 5, 10, 11 में डाउट है सर, पहले मैं उसको फटाफट सॉल्व कर लूंगा, then I will go to the next topic. This is how I will move.